The sports wire, Saks and Massieh, it's the sports wire. Saks and Massieh, it's the sports wire. With Saks and Massieh, it's the sports wire. With Saks and Massieh, hey, we be in the game when it comes to the wire. And the way we play, we make 'em all inspire. Know what I do with this dough when I retire. When we make it, wreck it, save it for a child.
November 11th, 2018, it's Veterans Day, and we're live on the Sports Wire with Saks, Massieh, and Sleeve, minus the Saks and Sleeve portion of the show. They are currently with their loved ones on this holiday. I am the only dedicated soul ready and willing to deliver a sports show. We are not live at Tony Pepperoni, even though you still can obtain a large one-topping pizza for $10. But I am here live in the office where it is a sunny 80 degrees. I have football in the background. I have real estate on my screen. We are grinding it out here on a holiday, trying to get as much done as possible before everything opens up on Tuesday. But a busy sports Sunday. We'll take it to the NFL. The Chargers, Los Angeles Chargers, are up 20-6 right now in the fourth quarter with a minute left. Looks like they're going to secure a win. Even though I hate the Chargers, I know I've mentioned this before with a passion since they've left. But they are going to win. They are going to go up to 7-3, or 7-2, I should say, and take over second place. The Raiders are going to fall to 1-8. So the Raiders are one of those interesting teams. I'm segueing away from the Chargers, but the Raiders, they suck. I mean, I don't know what happened to them in the last 24 months. They got a new upgraded coaching staff. Their team played well 2 years ago, but they have since deteriorated in all-around kind of football. Other news stories. I would ask my co-hosts what they thought about the Raiders and Chargers, but I actually don't care about the Chargers, and I don't care about the Raiders. And I know they would have had something smart to say at this point, but I really don't care. There are no-shows today. They are no-shows. Other scores that kind of stand out, the Rams are up 26-24 with 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Seahawks are trading touchdowns with the Rams. They're going back and forth here, or scores at least. Looks like a heavy scoring game in terms of battling it out for a division. Both teams came to play. Jared Goff is 25 for 34 with 2 TDs and 288 yards. Gurley's already ran for 113 yards and 1 touchdown. So the Rams are looking like the Rams, but surprise team, the Seahawks, are coming to play on the road here in a smoky Los Angeles. These fires are crazy. I mean, Trump, I'm not really a Trump supporter, even though I know my co-host Saks is. But what he says is right. We have to maintain some of this shit so it doesn't happen in the future. I've been a part of fires here in Scripps Ranch, and it's tough for families to recover. Anyway, segueing out of the political mindset, we forgot that we voted. I know Saks voted. Did Soccer City get approved? No one cares about Soccer City. That did not get approved. Anyways, the Saints 8-1. I think they're the best team in football right now. I know a lot of you guys will disagree and say the Rams, but Drew Brees is playing like a monster. I can't believe he's gone this far so long and played at a high level. He went 22 for 25 for 265 yards and 3 TDs. He only missed his receiver on 3 attempts, and I'm guessing those attempts were just throwaway balls. But that is nuts to see a quarterback throw 22 for 25, 265 yards, and 3 TDs. That's accuracy at its finest. The Saints beat the Bengals on the road 51-14. 51-14. An amazing run for the Saints. They look to be, NFC favorites besides the Ram. I think that's it. It's going to be tough to get through them. I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder from the miracle game last year against the Vikings. But they're full steam ahead, and they are grinding. 8-1, 5-0 on the road. That's a team to beat. Drew Brees, like I said, playing on fire. I guess I can't use that pun right now. But Drew Brees just playing lights out. Can I use that one? I don't know. maybe. Anyways, Drew Brees, excellent at what he's doing right now. He's looking like a contender for MVP. Maybe the Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes, am I saying that right? Mahomes. The Chiefs' Patrick Mahomes is playing just as good. He went 21 for 28, 249 yards, and threw for 2 TDs. So that's pretty good. Mahomes' favorite target of the day was Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 117 yards, and 2 TDs. One of those TDs, he received a flag on the play due to his celebration. And if you guys didn't watch the highlights, I'll kind of paint the picture for you now. He basically scored the touchdown, jumped into the stands, booted the camera guy. The camera guy's like, WTF, what's going on? He moves the camera to his teammates who are posing and doing a little dance. He receives the unsportsmanlike conduct. After the game, coaching staff was not too happy, but they won 26-14 against the lowly Arizona Cardinals. The Chiefs are now 9-1. They're 5-0 at home. They played a complete game. They started sluggish in terms of just getting the job done. They let the Cardinals hang around for a little bit, actually just until the second quarter, and then it was a done deal. Other highlights on the day, nothing really. The Bills won 41-10. No other real scores that stand out. Oh, the Titans beat the Patriots 34-10. First game in a while where I haven't seen Tom Brady throw a touchdown. They're 7-3, 2-3 on the road. I had a feeling that the Titans were gonna take this one. I did tell my friend to bet a little bit. The odds were in his favor, so he did take the Titans. He did make $100. Hopefully, I get a nice little commission check, but I probably won't. Other scores: the Browns beat the Falcons. Seems to be like a nice shift in the NFL right now, where some of the bad teams are starting to win, and it's starting to kind of level out the playing field for all us fans out here. It's too bad we don't have a football team out here. I think if we all make a push, I'm still for the fans, by the fans. We buy a football team and make it happen, but I know you guys won't really like it. Comment on our Instagram about the NFL season. Who's the best team? Right now, my vote goes to either the Chiefs or the Saints. Both are looking fantastic. Both are ready to rumble. The Super Bowl favorite, I don't have that in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be the Chiefs, the Saints, the Rams. The Chargers are moving up in the top 5, and then the Patriots and the Steelers. The Steelers look lights out as well on Thursday Night Football. I forgot about that game. Ben Roethlisberger looked like Big Ben. Not the Big Ben that rapes girls in the bathrooms, but the Big Ben that actually wins touchdown or throws touchdowns and wins Super Bowls. The worst team in the NFL is the Oakland Raiders, the Giants, the Niners. They're all struggling. The Broncos struggling. But the Browns, the Jaguars, the Buccaneers, the Packers, the Colts, all in that 3-game streak section, 4 games at most. The Eagles, the Ravens have all won 4 games. So it looks like there's some balance. But for the most part, there's some teams out there that are just running away with the division. And then there's some teams that are just struggling to get a victory, such as the Raiders. I believe they're moving to Vegas soon. That should be interesting to see. But for the NFL, another competitive week. I hope you guys chose correctly in terms of fantasy football. We are going to shift gears here to the NBA. The big news in the NBA is Jimmy Butler got traded to one of the fastest growing teams, and that's the 76ers. They have a lot to look forward to now with Jimmy Butler. My question is, does he play well with the team? Does he mix well with the coaching staff? A lot of the reason why he got traded was because of personnel and coaches and GMs. So how does a shift into a new division, into a new city, into a new arena really play a role for Jimmy Butler? Is he going to play well with Embiid? I'm sure he will, right? Is he going to play well with JJ Redick? Going to be tough not to. Is he going to be playing well with Ben Simmons? I think he rounds up that lineup very well, and they're going to click right away. Jimmy Butler will now be the second highest player on the Sixers. His salary is about $20 million, where Joel Embiid is making a whopping $25 million. But for the most part, the odds board shows that the Sixers are now the front runners to win the Eastern Conference. They are supposed to beat out the Raptors and the Celtics. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. I think that the Sixers completely upgraded, right? It's going to take some time for them to mesh a little bit, but I think in the long run they are going to win a championship as soon as the Warriors, Ethan Landau's teams, go kind of into retirement. But the Lakers still struggling. They haven't got a lot of momentum. They had a game yesterday. It was smoky. LeBron complained that the arena was smoky because of the fires. So these fires are now affecting LeBron James's life in multiple ways. His home was part of an area in Southern California that was evacuated, and now he can smell it in the Sacramento Kings arena. I don't know how the smoke got there, but it did. That's how dangerous it is. But it affects the athletes. So I don't know why they didn't cancel the game if the smoke was visible, but I would typically say they did it for the money, right? Either way, LeBron and the Lakers, they're playing better. I'm not saying they're there yet, but they are getting there. I watched a couple games this week. They're at 500. They're playing well. They're finally starting to mesh. They're on a little 2-game winning streak. But I don't think they have enough to beat out the Nuggets, the Blazers, the Spurs. I think they do have enough to take down the Jazz, the Kings, the Thunder, the Clippers. But those other teams, I don't think they can go 7 in a 7-game series with them. But we'll see. I mean, injuries will play a factor for other teams as well as the Lakers. Luke Walton getting some heat a couple weeks ago. He's under the microscope, I guess you can call it. But he's playing better and better as he's coaching better and better as the season progresses. And Coach LeBron, he's doing better and better. He's actually starting to pick up the pace in scoring. He's starting to mesh a little better with Rondo and McGee. I think they're really starting to figure out how to win basketball games instead of just showing up and trying to figure out how to play together. So for them, they just have to give the ball to LeBron James. He's averaging 26.4 points a game, a little bit below his yearly average, but his assists are up, his rebounds are up. He's doing a lot more than he probably had to in the Eastern Conference to win a game. And he's sitting at 500. So this time last year, they were sitting pretty. I think they were winning some games. They were above 500. They weren't questioned like LeBron James was questioned this year so far. But we all know LeBron. LeBron's a beast. He dominated the East for so long. He's gone to X amount of championships in a row, championship games. He will always show up to play. It's just a matter of the supporting cast. Kyle Kuzma needs to step up. Brandon Ingram, he's got some lingering injuries that are kind of slowing him down. Josh Hart needs to step up a little bit off the bench. JaVale McGee, playing better than he usually plays, but now he's actually getting a starring role. Lonzo Ball, not really the Lonzo Ball we were looking for 2 years ago in the draft, 3 years ago in the draft. he's probably one of those pieces that you might want to consider moving. I know he's been affected by the Rondo acquisition, but Rondo is an upgrade compared to Lonzo Ball. Just across the board, Rondo averages probably 7 assists a game. That's pretty good for a point guard, and that's him missing 3 games this year due to suspensions and I think an injury. But the supporting cast really just has to step up and play. They have to play defense when LeBron is on the bench, when JaVale sits to the bench. They have to protect the paint. They have to box out. They have to do the tangibles to win a game. The other side of the coin, not with the Lakers, but with the competition, the Rockets are just struggling to survive. I know it's early, but they're on a 2-game losing streak. They've dropped to 4-7. James Harden is not playing his MVP ball. Something is wrong with the dynamic of the Rockets. Either they're tired or it's the Melo thing or something. But they need to make a change, and they need to make it quickly before this season gets out of hand. Their window of opportunity, I think, is this year to take down the Warriors if they can. I mean, they're going to have to go through the Lakers, the Thunder, the Spurs, the Blazers. But I think this window could be shutting on them next year if they don't really pick up the pace here and win a couple more games to get them in the top 5. In the Eastern Conference, they're looking good. The Raptors are 12-1. The Celtics are winning games. The Sixers, as we mentioned before, they're just stepping up to the plate. The Knicks still struggling, but I think they're putting the pieces together. They just need to start playing together. The Cleveland-less, the LeBron-less Cleveland Cavaliers are 1-11. That's how big of a game changer LeBron was, that these guys can only win 1 game. They've lost 5 in a row. They're 1 in their last 9. So they are struggling with King James. Do you think LeBron feels bad that he left his brothers in Cleveland? I don't think so. I don't think he cares. I think he's in Hollywood. He's living life. I see his Facebook. I see his Instagram story. He's just driving around, listening to music. Does LeBron always listen to music in the back? What kind of car is he in? It looks like a van, maybe. But he's always listening to music. He's always loving the latest album that comes out. LeBron James is living life. Sorry, Cleveland. You guys should have burned his jerseys this year because he does not give 2 shits about you. He won the championship that he was supposed to. You guys at least got that. Some of the guys here in San Diego can't say that, like myself. So take your championship. Enjoy it for the next 20, 30 years because you will never win a championship in that time unless another LeBron James, LeBron James Jr. steps up to the plate and takes over Cleveland. In a nutshell, the NBA just starting out, just warming up, but they're heating up. They're starting to play every other game, every other night, and I'm enjoying watching the NBA. I know Saks is enjoying it. I know Sleeve doesn't care because he thinks the Warriors are just going to clean sweep it. Shifting to baseball. We got nothing in baseball. We saw the Nats veto a Harper trade to the Astros. That would have been a huge move for the Astros. I wonder what the other side of the puzzle piece was for the Astros. Who are they going to give up and why they were willing to kind of destructure their structure that they have. Is destructure? I don't even know if that's a word. But either way, that's a risky move for a team that's proven to win. They lost against the Red Sox, but the Red Sox were unstoppable. We saw that in the playoffs against the Dodgers. It was just going to be tough for the Red Sox to get brought down by anyone. Besides that, we have some big announcements on MVP this week or in the next couple weeks. Gold Gloves will be announced. So we should have a whole bunch of baseball news for you guys next week. I'm excited for that. But in a nutshell, I don't know how we talked for an hour. Maybe I kept Tim Talsman's attention now, but who knows? He probably just figured out it was me and just tuned out. But for the Sports Wire, I think that's it. Enjoy your Veterans Day. Thank you to all the vets out there who serve our country.
We appreciate everything you do here at the Sports Wire. You guys have a safe week, safe holiday weekend. Don't drink and drive. Peace out.